What's up, fellow Crash Bandicoot fans? It's Austin CB here, and welcome back to another video. And this is actually going to be the first video in a new series that I'm going to be doing called Recent Pickups. So I've been collecting Crash Bandicoot stuff for a few years now, and I had the idea to do a new series centered around my new pickups. So this series is basically just going to be going over recent hauls or recent items that I pick up, and don't expect this to be a frequent series. This will just be something that I kind of put out every couple months or so. But with that being said, I do have a decent amount of items to showcase today. These are all things that I've picked up within the last couple months or so. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at some items. So the first two items I have here are actually the only two items that aren't Japanese related. So with that being said, the first item I have here is a LCD game in the theme of a miniature arcade cabinet, and this was produced by Manly Toy Quest back in 1999, and this is actually a variation that I had been looking for. So there are two variants of this cabinet, and while the game itself is exactly the same, the artwork on the sticker around the frame is actually different. So this is what I like to call the green variant. The other version I have has a darker background with Cortex Castle in the bottom right corner and Rocket Crash in the top right corner. So luckily I was able to finally come across this variant. This is a harder variant to find, but yeah, really glad I was able to pick that up. The second item I have here is the Retro Crash and Ika Ika Head Start bundle. So I'm still looking for the Head Start figures. I only have Crash, and now I have Retro Crash. Unfortunately, this set hasn't released in the US yet, so I am having a harder time completing this set, as ordering them internationally is pretty expensive. The shipping is not fun, but yeah, here are the other figures on the back. Like I said, I already have Crash, and now I have Retro Crash, so I just need Biker Crash, Coco, and Cortex. And yeah, actually kind of like this set. I really do hope we get a Wave 2, but only time will tell. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next set of items. So the next set of items I have to showcase here come from the Namco line of Crash merchandise, specifically the Crash Bandicoot Collection line. So here I have 3 of the Crash Bandicoot Charm sets still sealed, so let's go ahead and take a look at them individually here. So first one I have here is the High Jump Crash, and he's got the orange band attached. And if I flip over to the back here, you'll see the different figures that come in this wave. So you have High Jump Crash, Pilot Crash, Crash Team Racing Crash, and Cortex. So very cool. The next one I have here is Pilot Crash, and he's got the orange band. And then the last one I have here is, again, Pilot Crash, but this time he's got a different band attached. This time a blue and orange themed cube band. Pretty cool. And yeah, the main gimmick with this set is each charm comes with a different bracelet attached. I'm just missing the other High Jump Crash charm and then the 2 Crash Team Racing Crash variants. But yeah, very neat pieces. I'm very happy to have picked these up and added them to the collection. So the next item I have to showcase here is actually an item that's been on my wish list for quite a while, and it definitely wasn't something I was expecting to find anytime soon, but fate had other plans for me, and I was able to come across one. So this is a Crash Bandicoot Warped desktop clock from Japan, and if we go back to the front here, you'll see that it's labeled as a not-for-sale item, meaning that this was a promotional item. I'm not sure how they were originally obtained, but if I had to take a guess, maybe through a pre-order. But if we go ahead and just take a look at the artwork here, you have Crash, Coco, and Baby T, obviously in their Japanese styles. You also have that not-for-sale stamp there, as well as your timer hands and times and numbers as well. And if we flip over to the back, you have your dials, so you have the time dial, the alarm dial, and the alarm switch. This does actually work. I have tested it, I just don't have the batteries in it at the moment. But with that being said, very, very cool piece. I also have the box as well. So here is the box. Nothing too special about it, but overall, I'm really, really happy I was able to come across this. This has been sitting on my bucket list for quite a while. So moving on, I have a few more smaller things to showcase here. These are just some smaller items that I've also picked up. So the first thing I have here is a Crash Team Racing camera keychain. This is actually a pretty rare item to come across. I've only seen a couple pictures of this. I've never seen one go up for sale until this one showed up. It's a pretty neat piece. On the back here, you've got a nice little render of the characters racing on Tiger Temple. And the main gimmick of this keychain is the lens, so I might not be able to get it to focus, but basically you can kind of make out a little screenshot on the inside there. Well, if you click the top piece here, it actually cycles through different screenshots from the game. The screenshots just consist of Coco Park and Crash Cove, and then of course you have the Japanese main menu screen as well, but yeah, really neat little piece. Again, very hard to come by. I was not expecting to find this. Moving on, I have a Crash Bandicoot mascot pen, and I actually almost resold this because I got this in a lot with some other items that I needed, and I had thought that this was one that I already have, as I do have a blue Japanese Crash Bandicoot pen that has the same figure on the top. This, however, is a different pen altogether. This same pen, I actually do own it, but it is orange, and luckily I noticed the detail and didn't sell it off because I am going for all the different variants, despite the figure being exactly the same. And I do want to point out the figure, it actually is a nice little sculpt of Crash, but yeah, really glad I picked up that detail because I almost sold this off. Moving on, I have a sealed set of Crash Team Racing themed graphite pencils. This is a 6-piece set. It is still sealed. I do have another set like this, but it has a different artwork on the front there, so yeah, pretty neat items. I'm really glad I was able to find that Crash Team Racing keychain. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. So the last item I have to showcase here is actually a pretty rare item. It's something that I knew existed, but I hadn't seen one go up for sale until coming across this one. So this is a Japanese Crash Team Racing Multitap bundle. And the Multitap was an accessory for the PS1 that allowed you to attach different controllers, so you could have up to 4 controllers attached. And yeah, so this is the Japanese variant. Another variant does exist that was released in Europe. I am still missing that version, but luckily I was able to come across the Japanese version. So let's go ahead and take a look at the artwork here. So here is the front, and then here is the back, and then here are the sides here. And the cover is actually just the sleeve, so if we go ahead and slide this off, it will reveal the actual box that houses the Multitap. So here is the front, here's the side, and then the back, which shows you how to use the Multitap and how it works. So yeah, very, very cool bundle. Like I said, another version of this bundle does exist that was released in Europe. I am still missing that bundle, so I'll be keeping an eye out for it, but for now, I'm really happy I was able to find this one. So that concludes the first episode of the recent pickup series. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more future content. And yeah, this was a pretty decent haul. If I had to pick a favorite thing from this set, I'd probably have a tie between the Multitap bundle and the desktop clock. Both just really awesome pieces and things that I have had pretty high up on my bucket list. But I'm really excited to see what the future holds. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, this won't be a frequent series. This will just be something that I put out maybe every couple months or so. Mainly trying to reserve this for hauls and stuff like that. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I've been It's Austin CB. Take care.